Dr. Leland, thanks so much for coming by. It's been awesome to be partnered with you guys and see what you're doing. Tell everybody who may watch or listen just an overview of what it's been like to partner with him.
For sure, yeah. So ever since we partnered with you guys, we've kind of transformed how we do the new patient process, onboarding process, consult process. It used to be an hour long per consult, and the TC basically handled the entire thing. Records, consult, financial presentation, all this stuff. You guys have helped us to shift that. So now a consult is a team effort. And so we're down to 30-minute consults, which is like 30 minutes on the schedule, but the patient's actually there for a little more than 30 minutes. It's just the TC's with them for 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes. But since it's a team effort, someone else is taking the records, someone else is doing the financial presentation if they want a same-day start. And it's really effective for today's market, getting people in quickly, increasing show rate because they're not sitting on the schedule for 2 or 3 weeks because we were backed up, that we're getting them in next day, 2 days later. So it's been a game changer that way.
I love that because it's not really just about marketing. And that's why, all these books are behind you, why we created this stuff and we preach this stuff is we see if there's no adoption on these processes that you're talking about, it's very hard for marketing to work, Yeah. So I love that you guys are experiencing that. And what have been some of the practical ways? Some people may think, okay, I partnered with this company, I should be growing right away. What'd you see in more of a realistic, holistic path for that?
About a year ago, we had a lot of turnover. We had a TC move on. We had an office manager that had to move on. It was a tough time. And I ended up hiring you guys early on in that process because Harrison said we're not just a marketing company, we're a consulting company. And started to explain how you guys could help train people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The first few months were not that much growth because we were working on the consult process and the new patient process that I described. And then also training the new TC kind of from scratch. And in fact, we went through a couple even during that process. So my wife became the TC for a while. I mean, it was all over the place. So to answer your question, we didn't grow a ton the first few months with you guys, but I knew that we were building out that process that would eventually allow it to really take off.
Yeah.
And since then, it's been going well.
And what's that look like just in terms of some growth? Because a lot of people, specifically starting in last year, have seen the opposite happen, based on the market. And so what have you seen with making some of these changes, maybe being open to being adaptable?
Yeah.
How that is working even in a down economy?
Right now, Gauge tells me we're up, I want to say it fluctuates a little every day, 55%, which granted, that's over same month last year.
Right.
1 year ago was a really rough time in our practice. So that's a little bit inflated, but point being, we're growing quite a bit. If we stay on this trajectory, we'll be way higher than the goals I had for this year, which were relatively, I always set aggressive goals. That's just how I am. So
love that.
I'm trying to figure out how we're gonna handle the growth from a, clinical perspective and everything like that. Really good problem to have. So that's where we're at. That's how it's kind of panning out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Anything else you would say maybe to a peer or somebody thinking about this, not sure?
I think it's great. You guys are awesome as long as you go into it with the mindset of, I want to fully integrate this process. That means I need to, if I don't have a dedicated scheduling coordinator, I need to move someone into that role or I need to hire one. I need to take the speed to lead seriously. I need to, be all about practice beacon and use it as effectively as I can and stay on top of it and have team members that are bought into it. I need to be ready to reformat my consult process so that we can get more consults in. And if you're bought into making those changes, which are a lot of work, it's amazing. It'll work really well. If all you want to do is hire a marketing company, have them flip a switch and have your practice grow, 100%, I don't think that's realistic at all. I think it's not going to pan out how you want it to.
Exactly. Yeah, you got to do the work, go through the pain, and you experience that pain, but on the other side of that, now you're experiencing growth. So I love that. Thanks so much. Excited to see you guys grow.
Appreciate it.